Okay, hello guys. This is the completing square notes that I tried to prepare in helping you to be able to do the completing the square. So let's start off with the example 1. Let's see, now we have x squared plus 6x and we want to do the completing square. So what we do is we add the b, which is the coefficient of x, over 2 and square. So what we do is we have x squared now plus 6x, now you plus, now what is b? B is 6 over 2, then you square, then you minus b, which is 6 again, over 2 square. So if we do that, then you can combine the square terms into this one, because 6 over 2 is 3, so we have a square there. So you have subtract again 3 square, which will give you x plus 3 square minus 9. So if you want to check whether your completing square method is correctly done or not, so you can re-expand this. So if you expand this back, okay, so this should be giving you x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 9. So you have your x squared plus 6x again. So technically you does not change anything, you just re-express this so that you can make use of the completing square form. So in general, if you have the general quadratic expression ax squared plus bx plus c, so if you want to do the completing square, you need to ensure that the coefficient of the x squared term must be equals to 1. Therefore, in this case, we have to factor the a out first. So if you factor the a out, so what you have is you have x squared plus b over a x plus c over a. Okay, now for the expression in the bracket, we repeat the same process as what we have done in example 1. So we add the b over 2 square. So in this case, what we do is we have x squared plus b over ax plus, now b over a divided by 2 will give you b over 2a square minus b over 2a square plus c over a. So now again we can combine the x squared term. So we have x plus b over 2a square minus b square over 4a square. Just square the bracket, okay, just square in the bracket. So plus c over a. So we close the bracket. Okay, so now we copy this down first. Now trying to combine the last two terms into a single expression. So what you have is b square over 4a square plus, so now you make the denominators the same, so you have to multiply the denominator and numerator of the last term by 4a. So therefore you have 4ac over 4a square, right? So if you combine this, or technically if you factor the negative out of the last two terms, that will give you, now I'm factoring the negative here, okay, I'm factoring the negative here, so I will have b square minus 4ac over 4a square, like that. Now if I re-expand the a coefficient a here, or the constant a here, into the square bracket, I'm going to have a multiplied by x plus b over 2a square minus, now a into the second bracket in the square bracket, then you can cancel one of the a, so you will have b square minus 4ac over 4a. Alright, so technically when you do the computing square for the general form of a quadratic expression, you just re-express this a x plus b square plus some q. Okay, so that is the form. Okay, so let's try to implement the result that we have found here into the next example. Okay, so technically what you need to do, if you have quadratic another numerical numerical expression for quadratic here, that like what we're going to see in the next example, and we try to apply the formula there. So what we're going to do is to apply this result here, but it is just a result. So I don't really recommend that you remember this thing. Rather, I should recommend you to remember what is the step and the process, rather than remembering what you should have, what a constant multiplied by what constant, and so on. So let's have a look into the next example. Okay, so in the next example 2, we have this 2x squared plus 8x plus 5. So what you need to do first, again, we factor the 2 out. So if you factor the 2 out, so I'm going to put this as x squared plus 4, because 8 divided by 2 is 4, so then 5 over 2. Okay, now we don't have, I'm trying to show in a way that you don't have to remember what is the constant, and what is the value of a and b that you should multiply, or rather technically have to remember the formula. So rather just follow this step. Okay, so you put 2, then you have a square bracket, so you open the bracket, you put x, now you take plus, now what is your value of b? Now in the bracket b is 4, so you take 4 divided by 2, so you close the bracket, you square it. After that, so you minus, okay, you minus 4 divided by 2 square plus 5 over 2. So now as you can see, I didn't really apply the formula in like remembering the formula. I just apply it straight away. So remember, when you open a bracket, you put x plus b over 2, then you square the whole bracket, then minus b over 2 square plus 5 over 2. So if you do that, we try to simplify the last two terms. We're going to have x plus 2 square minus 4 plus 5 over 3 over 2, sorry. So now you have 2, you have x plus 2 square then you have negative 3 over 2. So you can expand back. You have 2 bracket x plus 2 square minus 3, because now 2 into 3 over 2, the 2 will cancel off, you have minus 3. So again, if you don't feel really confident on that, you can re-expand just to check whether you get back to the original expression. So if you do that, you're going to have 2 bracket x square plus 4x plus 4 minus 3. So again, if you do that, you expand again, you have 2x square, so plus 8x plus 8 minus 3, which will give you 2x square plus 8x plus 5 as what you have in original expression. So let's do one more. Okay, example 3. So let's do again. Okay, so in this case, again, we factor the 2 out. Okay, so if you factor the 2 out, so what you have here is x square minus 3 over 2x minus 3 over 2. Okay, so now to open bracket, so x, now plus, okay, now the value of b, what is your value of b? Your value of b is negative 3 over 2 divided by 2 square. Okay, so okay, so I close the bracket, I square, so minus, so what is your value of b again? Negative 3 over 2 divided by 2 square. Okay, then minus 3 over 2, so close bracket. So if you simplify, so negative 3 over 2 divided by 2 is the same as negative 3 over 2 divided by 2. So this is negative 3 over 2 multiplied by 1 over 2, which is negative 3 over 4. So in that case, our term in the bracket simplified into minus. Okay, because it's a plus and a minus there in the bracket, give you a minus there, minus 3 over 4, square it, then minus, so again this one is going to be to give you negative 3 over 4 square minus 3 over 2. So simplify this term again, so minus 3 over 4, so square, so this one is minus, so you square this thing, you have 9 over 16, so minus 3 over 2. So if you simplify the last two term again, you're going to have x over 3 over 4, okay, square, then you just make the denominators the same, so you're going to have 9 over 16 minus 24 over 16, because multiply top and numerator and denominator by 8, so you're going to have 2 square bracket x minus 3 over 4 square minus 33 over 16. So now you expand the bracket, so you have 2x minus 3 over 4 square minus 33 over 8. So that's it. So now you have use the method of completing the square to express that quadratic equation. So I hope this help you in your studies for in your effort to try to sketch the craft and so on. So good luck.